us over at sea. We're on holiday, and this is my mum.
Hi.
Some of you might have already met her because she was on my old second channel so many times, weren't you? What kind of videos did we do? We did a mukbang. We were both gonna wear blue tonight, but oh no, I am gonna wear blue tonight. We're gonna match tonight.
On our final night.
Oh yeah, we're on holiday right now. I took her on
so
holiday for your birthday.
It was.
Yeah, bought her a present for her birthday, took her on holiday, and this is our last night. We've had a bloody lovely time, lots of cocktails by the pool. And today, sorry, I got distracted by a bird. Today, we're gonna give you guys some advice. If you don't already follow me on Instagram, do it. There's my Instagram. We asked on there what dilemmas, problems you guys had. Sorry, got distracted by another bird.
I hope they're not looking into our room.
Oh, well, no, because I cleaned it.
Oh, did you?
Mostly, that's one of the reasons I packed my case. Because, oh my god, guys, we thought the balcony door were jammed, right?
Nearly all week.
We haven't been out on the balcony for the whole holiday. And we're like, oh, it's such a shame our balcony door's jammed.
First night we went on it because when we came he opened the door.
Yeah, he
for us.
opened it for us. Then we couldn't open it by ourselves for ages. And so today I was like, no, I want to film this video on the balcony. It'd be really nice, like, to film a holiday vid outside with the sea in the background. See in the background? See in the audio background? I don't know, do you want to actually see the sea? Look, this is our view right now. Lovely. We're in Lanzarote and my mum's dead scared because I keep putting you on the edge of the balcony. Yeah, we just had to call a guy from maintenance up to open the thing for us and he was like, you just do it like this. Okay, so what do you guys want advice on? Let's have a look. Feeling unloved in a relationship and I don't know how to discuss it with my partner. I feel like that's a good start because I feel like everyone has the potential to go through that. I feel like communication is key.
Absolutely.
I don't know what else you could do about that.
Yeah.
Other than just telling them straight up, this is how you're making me feel. Okay, maybe don't come at it like that. Don't be like, you're making me feel unloved. Tell them the things that make you feel nice and like make you feel loved and be like, you know what, I really liked it when you did that time. You know, that made me feel really nice and loved and whatever.
Yeah, because the thing is,
encourage it.
if you might be, they might be doing something and it's really, really winding you up and you don't say anything and you expect them to actually know what they're winding you up about. Just be quite open.
Yeah, I think communication is
Or
key.
you could spit your dummy out and say, you don't love me anymore.
Ooh, I have a good suggestion. Why don't you both together make it like a little game? Do those love language quizzes where you find out what your love language is, because if you both do it together you could both like discuss your results and be like, oh okay, so that means the way that I feel the most loved is, you know, words of affirmation. You'll find out what you need, and if you do it together as if it's like a game, then you can find out what each other need. And yeah, I feel like you know what, that's a good suggestion. What should you do when you overwork yourself but can't stop? I have been perpetually in this situation for the past like 4 or 5 years, so I have no fucking help. Okay, one of the things I would say that's helped me is get someone to hold you accountable, because I can't trust myself to put my work away at the end of the night. No, I can't, because I've been that way for like 4 years and I love my job, so it makes it really easy for me to overwork myself. Whereas ever since I've got a boyfriend and that like forces me to take time away from my work, that's helped me. But I feel like I haven't really actually done anything to help myself. I'm probably not that good for advice there, but maybe like distractions.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's face it, you've worked all the time we've been on holiday.
Yeah.
Yesterday I never even saw her.
Oh, you make me sound bad. You
were working. No, but you've enjoyed working. You've been in a totally
and
different.
We had all 3 meals together as well.
Yeah,
She makes it sound like I've buggered off and didn't see her all day. I just kept. She's like this. I would say one of the biggest things actually is like self-love. Whenever I think of it like this, if I've been working for ages and then I remember to love myself, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing to yourself? Like, I always think if my boss was anyone else and they were making me work this much, it'd be torture. Yeah. That would be classed as human torture. So I just think, treat yourself as you would treat someone else. Treat yourself as you would treat your own employee. Treat yourself as you would treat a friend.
Maybe give yourself hours to work.
Yes.
How many years did you do before you took a weekend off?
I didn't even feel the weekend when it came, because every day was the same to me. It was all just work, and maybe go out a bit in the evening if summit's on. Yeah, I've only just started to get a sense of Monday to Friday, and the work day ends at 5 p.m.
And I suppose if you work from home,
it's far too easy.
Yeah.
Too easy.
Yeah.
Try and make a separate workspace. That's one of my biggest
getting pub
tips. No, not in pub. Don't give him that. Nah, that's encouraging alcoholism there. She like that one. This girl says, been with my boyfriend for over a year and I think I'm losing feelings, but I feel guilty if I leave him. Girl,
Ooh.
don't. You can't feel guilty because right now I love you so much, but right now what you're doing to him is worse than if you leave him and let him be free and go and find someone that does have feelings for him. I know it's hard and I know it's very comfortable when you've been with someone for a while, but it's nicer to you because you're going to be happier and you're going to be able to find someone that you actually like, and it's going to be so much nicer for him. It's one of those things where you just need to rip the band-aid off and it's going to be shit. You kind of just have to accept that it's going to be a bit shit.
I'll go with whatever you say.
Why? What were you going to say?
Because I was on the other foot, wasn't I? I was the other one. It was the other side for me. So I don't think it's fair for me to comment because then I'd make her feel bad. Knowing how it hurt me.
Oh, damn
But
it.
that's, what you're saying is true. It took me a lot of years to realise that what you're saying is true.
Do you have any advice for that person?
I think it's really difficult because I remember people saying to me, you'll get over it, you'll get over it. And I used to think, no, I will not. And it took me a long time, and I mean years. I suppose it would have been different because we were a family. We were, we were a family unit, and it was the family unit that got broke up.
You can't live your life for other people.
No, you can't.
Truly. Just one of those things, girl.
It's one of those things.
I think my friends are hanging out without telling me, and that they might stop being with me. That is really sad, and that is a really shit feeling. But also, like we said to the first person, no, the girl that wanted to like leave her boyfriend, let them leave. If someone doesn't like you and value you and love you and treat you really well, it might be shit to watch them leave, but let them and go find someone that does, because you can and you will.
It depends. Is it a big group? Have you not been around for a bit? Have you not been to college or uni or whatever?
Yeah, with peace and love, and no victim blaming, but see if there's anything that you could do, like actually try and like maybe reach out to them and just be like, I feel like you've all been a bit distant, or maybe just reach out to one of them, the one that you're closest to, and be like, look, I feel like everyone's been a little bit distant, is anything going on, or like, do you mind if I can come to the next thing, or something like that.
Yeah, you need to approach it. There's nothing worse than thinking that your friends are going out and leaving you out.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than keeping that thought in your head. That being said though, actually, do you remember what happened with me and...
Yeah.
I'll tell this story. So I actually went through this last summer. One of my best friends was leaving me out all the time. She would text the whole group and be like, let's all meet up at this pub tonight. Ellie wouldn't get a text. I would have to go on Instagram and see my whole friend group at this pub without me, and I'd be like, people would be like, oh, where were you? And it's literally only been this year, because we've all ditched this girl by now because she's... Anyway.
They thought you were being invited and you weren't turning up.
Yeah, they thought that I just wasn't going, that I just didn't want to go, because they were like, oh, surely she would invite Ellie. But no, she never invited me. The reason I brought that up was because I did confront it with her. I did send her a big message. I think it more so goes on the person that I messaged, because they are not good with confrontation. They have a track record with not being good with like communication and being able to sort out problems with friends. They just kind of cut them off if they have a problem. So that happened. But also I look back at that and I think, good, because you weren't inviting me anywhere and you weren't nice to me. So like, good, yeah, cut yourself out. I don't need you.
Yeah, it's easy to forget. So they might say, oh, I've texted so-and-so and so-and-so, and automatically assume that one of them will text you, or...
Yeah,
so
it could always...
Yeah, it could be a mistake.
I-
Or they might say to you, like Ellie does to me, you've got lipstick on your teeth, you're not coming out with us anymore.
Ways to make more money at uni along with a part-time job. Oh, fuck.
Oh.
So you're doing uni and a part-time job and you want a side hustle? Damn. When I was in college, I was a little entrepreneur,
You
right?
were.
From the fucking start. So I used to buy, fishnet tights were really, really in when I was in college. I used to buy them in bulk on eBay for dead cheap, and then I used to resell them. I was a reseller, I'm so sorry, but not for like a stupid amount. Like I used to buy them for like £1 each and resell them more for like £2 plus £3 plus postage.
And we used
so
to
I'd
get-
make like a £2 profit margin on each pair.
And we used to get all the envelopes and everything from Pound Shop.
From Pound Shop.
Rather than going to, you don't go to post office.
Oh
It's
no,
a
they're,
fortune.
yeah, they're
Go to
expensive in
Pound Shop,
post
yeah.
office. Something like that you could.
Sell pictures of your feet.
Oh my god, you're telling me. Right, so far you're suggesting
look at mine.
they go into sex work and they drink at the pub and work all day. Start a YouTube channel, girly. I mean, it might take a while for it to get to a money making part, but if you enjoy it and you enjoy making the videos for free for a little while, then it can get to a point where you're making like a steady little bit of money every month. What else could you do as a side hustle?
Nails.
Yeah, see if you're
nails.
good at anything, like a little service that you can provide for people, yeah. How to get up in the morning easily. Okay, my biggest and only tip for this is leave your curtains open and wake with the sun naturally, because the sun rises gradually. It won't be such a harsh wake up, you know, like your alarm is like, ugh, I fucking hate that. Whereas I leave my blinds open. I mean, maybe you can't do it if you have like neighbours that can see into your windows. I don't know, I don't, so luckily I can just leave them open, and it gradually like brings you out of your slumber. Get one of those snazzy little alarm clocks that like
one you got?
Oh yeah, she got me one that, well, that's essentially the same thing that I
thing
just
as
said,
a
but in
sunrise.
in winter. It's like an SAD clock that like it lights up your room gently to wake you up. Oh, get that app. I don't know the name of the app, but it's like an alarm app, and it makes you, in order to turn off your alarm in the morning, it makes you like solve an easy little maths puzzle, you know, like 7 plus 14, and like it makes your brain do this like lightly challenging little thing, so that by the time you've done it and you've turned your alarm off, you're not tired, you don't want to like go back to sleep. You won't be able to do it though, will you?
No, I can't use an app. I'm not bad at maths.
How to make your days feel less like a cycle. I've just been doing the same thing for days and I just feel stuck. Okay, so I actually have a really good tip for these one. And I think I got it from, is it Nathaniel Drew or Ali Abdal? One of them said this, and that is to add as many new experiences into your life as you possibly can, because that helps to slow down time. Kind of, because when you're on autopilot, you don't observe things, you're not there in the moment, you're not present, and things just pass you by. And so new experiences, you're not familiar with them, so it causes your brain to kind of wake up for a bit and be like, oh fuck, what's this, what am I doing, this is new. That helps to make your life feel a lot more fun. What about like getting in touch with your friends, and instead of, you know, like watching Netflix on your own on an evening, do it together.
Absolutely.
Do it together, get a bowl of popcorn.
Yeah, every week at somebody different.
Oh my god, yeah, get yourself a little routine with your friend group.
Yeah. Write down on a rota, it's Thelma on Monday.
Thelma?
Week after on a Tuesday, it's Vivian.
Vivian. Oh my god, when my mum... Fun fact about my mum, she doesn't have a middle name, but her younger sister, my auntie, does, right?
The whole family do. Grandma and Grandad do.
She
and
just got
Natalie
left
do.
out.
Yeah, I did. I got left out.
Go on then, so tell them what you did.
Most people at school had a middle name as well, and I just didn't. So I made one up.
No, you didn't make one up.
No, I didn't make one up. So obviously, I don't know what was going through my mind at the time, but I became Angela, Amanda, Susan, Vivian, Beverly.
This one's sad, but I want to talk to you. How do I learn to trust my partner after cheating? And is it worth it? I would say no. I love you. Peace and love. I'm going to keep doing this. Peace and love, because I love you all and I want to let you down gently, but that person doesn't respect you and you deserve better. And just on a human level, you deserve better than someone that is going to betray your trust, someone that is going to tell you one thing and do another. Don't go back to him. Please don't go back to him. I know it might be hard and I know you might really want to, and it's shit that like what you had is kind of shattered and you can't go back to a time before that, but you just have to remember that it's not the time before that, it's the time after that, and your partner did that to you and they're not the person that
you thought they were.
And that you wanted to be with in the first place. They've shown their true colours, and thank them for that. I always thank people for showing their true colours, not to their face actually, I don't fucking talk to them, but in my head I always thank people for showing their true colours, because you gotta get rid of them.
And they do say, don't they, a leopard never changes his spots.
Once a cheater, always a cheater. Lol. I don't mean to laugh at your question, but this is funnily worded. Experimenting with my sexuality. Where to start? I don't know. In someone's bed? I can't help you there. Where to start? Do you have to message someone? Maybe if you're old enough, dating apps is a nice way to like dip your toes into flirting with someone of the same sex or gender if you haven't done that yet. Dating apps is a good way to do it from the comfort of your own home at your own pace, you know, do what you feel comfortable with.
Yeah,
Get yourself out there, that's the
yeah.
only way to do it, just experiences, and try going to LGBT spaces, especially if you've got
Yeah.
LGBT friends that you can tag along with. That's where shit goes down, girly. Get to GAY, get to heaven, get to freedom in London, that's where it's all going down. Do you have any advice for that?
Not really, no.
Angela Neal's sexuality canon. She's straight. Are you straight? Oh my god. Are you straight? Are you not straight?
Of course I am. Yes, I am.
Okay. I lied to my partner as to how many people I've slept with, and now he's on to my experience. I don't really know what the end of that bit is. But first of all, you probably shouldn't have felt the need to lie. I hope it wasn't like from pressure from your partner or from anything that they've said. Hopefully it was just like insecurity over it. Although don't be insecure about that or weird about that, but hopefully it was, you know, your choice to do that. But also, what's it got to do with him?
I was just going to say, why?
It's your history.
Why does he need to know?
Maybe stop lying to your partner, even if it's about like things like that don't seem to matter too much. I think once you lie about little things in a relationship and that gets found out, that's how your trust gets like worn away over time. It's not worth it to lie about tiny little things in relationships. That's you're supposed to be a unit with that person, and if you can't...
It's a bit like Monica and Richard, isn't it? Richard, he'd only had 2 partners, his wife and her. He said, well, have you got a ballpark figure? And she went, well, it's more than a ball, but it's less than a park full.
Oh,
can you remember?
no, I don't actually remember that. That was funny. If he's like judging you for that, and if he's
Yeah.
getting weird about that, I mean, I might get slightly weird about the fact that they lied about it, but I wouldn't get weird about the actual content of the conversation, you know? If that's what he's weird about, have a think about him, like, what?
Why should he ask?
Your sexual history before your current partner makes... It's got nothing to do with your current partner, really. Unless, I mean, disclose any diseases that you might have or anything like that. You know what I mean? But other than that, they don't have to know shit about what you've done before then, really.
No. Rate my cat.
And they've sent a picture of the cat. Oh my god, it's a black cat. I love it.
Oh, it's just like our Pepper.
Oh, I can't like get the picture up without showing your username.
Little black
don't
cat,
have that with the phone over.
little beautiful cat.
Again, I'm so sorry for laughing at this, but the wording you guys use sometimes is hilarious. Someone just put the look of my vagina.
What?
Well, I guess like how to be confident in it.
What, is that trimming it and
No.
bejazzling it and bejeweling it? And
Do you remember
dyeing
Vajazzle?
it? Yeah. Well, no, I don't. I never did it, but yeah.
What a crazy era in time. But I think confidence when it comes to that, and also someone asked something similar about tits, so they come in the same thing. You just, everyone is different. Every fucker is different. I don't really know where I'm going with that, but that brings comfort to me, is that like, no 2 boobs are the same, no 2 foofys are the same.
Foofy.
So I hate to like perpetuate the body standards for women, but you know, like people are always like the Kardashian kind of body is the body, but there isn't that for foofys, which gives me comfort because I'm thinking everyone's different, everyone looks different down there, and all boys look different down there as well. And do we ever get judgy about that? I haven't. She ain't answering, girl. She's like, yeah. Someone said how to manage panic attacks. I don't have too much advice for it because it's something that I'm only just starting to deal with again recently, and I don't have many tools in my artillery to be able to, is that the right word?
Yeah.
I don't have many tools at my disposal to be able to get over my panic attacks, but one thing that my therapist taught me the other day, which is very basic but very good, and I use it all the time. So there's been studies done where increased levels of carbon dioxide in your blood cause anxiety. They did a test where they got loads of people that didn't have anxiety disorder, no anxiety at all, and they put an IV in them and they put carbon dioxide into their blood, and a lot of them started to get anxiety symptoms and like panic symptoms. So that tells us that we need to get as much carbon dioxide out of our bodies as possible when we're feeling anxious, and the way to do that is to extend your exhale longer than your inhale. So I inhale for 4 and then out for like 6 or 7, basically as much as I can until I physically run out of breath, and then after that, when you get to that end point, push a little bit further because there's always a little bit left in there, my therapist says, and there is, he's right. breathing techniques are so basic, but there's a reason that they're basic and that people talk about them all the time, is because they're so useful. It's literally like resetting your human body. It's one of the best tools at our disposal, and people don't use it enough, I think. People, oh, there's a boat over there. Are we both getting distracted by it? My current anxiety, because mine's been different with every wave that I've had it through my life, my current one, I do this a lot. Whenever I get anxious, like my hands like seize up like this, and sometimes my boyfriend has to like pry open my fingers because I can't release them. My own personal little thing that I've been doing, I bought like loads of fidget toys and like stress balls and just anything to do things with. I like squishy things that I can go like that with, because like my fingers do this. So if I've got like a big squishy like stuffed toy or something, my fingers don't hurt as much basically. I don't know, but maybe no one else is as weird as me. I don't know.
The fact that there's so many different forms of anxiety is very difficult to be able to answer that.
Yeah.
You've had so many different sorts. The ones that you're going through now are totally different to ones that you've had before.
Yeah.
And if it's one of those where you can't leave the house,
It's such a hard thing to give advice on, because it's like one of the best ways and the only way that I have found to get through my anxiety when it was like that, when it was more agoraphobic and I couldn't like leave the house, was to just do it, which sounds horrendous because you feel like you can't do it, and I couldn't do it for a long time, could I?
No.
Until okay, well, I like eased my way into it. Truthfully, one of the only things that helped me with that kind of anxiety was medication, which see a doctor, and if they recommend it, they recommend it. I can't like recommend you go on medication, but
try all the different routes.
try seeing a doctor anywhere. Like, even if you don't want to go on medication, if you're struggling, go doctors. No shame in going doctors. I go doctors all the time. I have one little thing wrong with me. Doctor! That enough advice? Are you advising? Have you been advised? We're off to go have his tea. I'm having that 4-cheese pizza.
And I'm not sure what I'm having, but I'm having cocktails.
But I'm definitely having a
Yeah.
cocktail.
I'm going to have
Well-
a strawberry mojito.
Lovely. I'm going to have a white wine. Thank you so much for watching. I hope some of this was useful to you in some capacity. Thanks for being nice to my mum. Because I know
You
you all
better
will
be.
be.
Yeah.
They all will be. They all love you. Especially, let us know if you ever watched any of the old videos with my mum, because they were iconic. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye!